Oh,
I still remember Pathway to PMP was published 2 days before the first edition. And I got a message from a student from Pakistan. I was in Dubai at that time. And she said, I love reading books. I said, okay, if you join the program, I'll send you the first book. And she said, yes, please do that. I did that. She started working, but she's a very busy professional and she will mention what was happening. And she's a mom. So, of course, double professional. So finally, she worked on it, worked on it, worked on it, and we forced her to give the exam. This we have to do. I have to say that book the exam, book the exam. Finally, she listened to it, she went it, and she hammered the exam. She cleared with all above target, people above target, process above target, business environment above target. Faiqa Gauri, you are all above target. This is your success journey. Share it in a way that you want.
hi, Amr. Thank you so much. I believe I joined you in 2023, right? It took me, what, 2.5 years to get here. You've been great help, but for me, it was difficult because just as I was starting the PMP with you, I got assigned to projects which had me traveling. I was constantly out of the country for 6 weeks, 8 weeks. I would come back, I would start again, I would watch your videos, and I would take some of the papers, but then I would never get into the mocks. And then I'd have to take 6 weeks break and come back and repeat this process. This process I did, I don't know even how many times in 2 years because I never ended up taking the mocks or scheduling the exam because I was never able to be completely ready doing that. I think finally in this year, Sudha ma'am has been by my side pushing me. I get it again. Let's just do it. Just come and do it. So having her by my side pushing me constantly this year. And finally, October, we started again. I again did it for a month and then I took another break. Then finally, I think it was end of November where I was like, it's done. I have to get this over with. So I think it was 2 weeks with me just doing the mocks as hard as I can, as many as I can, going over your videos, reading your books, everything that you had provided me, which allowed me to clear it at the end in just 2 weeks. Because I should have done it sooner in hindsight, because it just took 2 weeks at the end. But I'm so glad that you guys, your team, provided so much support that I was able to complete it with above average, above target at the end.
Okay, so why it took us long time? Like if I, to be very true, from the time you started, like 2023, like it was June, July, and from the time you started till now, at least 3,000 people have joined and
Yeah.
cleared. And you see that, tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, yeah.
Today, three people cleared. This month, today is 28th of February, like 70 plus people cleared. So what was the challenge there?
I think I was just scared. To be honest, I didn't realize that if I had done it, studied too hard for 2 weeks, I would be able to do it. I wanted to be perfect. No, I have to cover everything before I apply for it. I think that was a hesitation from my end because I always had 2 3 weeks, but somehow I was resistant and like, no, until I'm perfect, until I'm getting above 80, 85 in the mocks or the papers, I don't want to apply for the exam. So in hindsight, I think it was just me and my hesitation that stopped me. It took me 3 years to cover it.
Hmm, hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, apart from that, any other reason?
Well, obviously, life does come in the way with the traveling constantly. When I'd come back, then I'd have two kids and a husband and in laws. So there was always some obstacles that made it very difficult because
Hmm,
I was traveling not only out of the country for work, I
hmm.
always had to travel to Lahore as well because the main office is in Lahore. So I was never really stable in one place long enough to settle down and just get through it. So that did have factor, definitely.
Okay, okay. Okay. So as a mom, right? And
Yeah.
my specialty and my love is helping working moms. How hard it was for you to not only manage the job, the things, as well as the family, and then the PMP along with that. How hard it was for you?
It was difficult, but funnily enough, it was funny for my kids to see that oh, Mama has an exam. Mama's gonna sit down and she's just studying. And like I was teaching them, this is how you prepare for exam. Look at me, look at my notes, look at everything I'm doing to prepare for the exam. So learn from your mom. So it was kind of good for the kids to see me doing this. So that, I think it was a good thing at the end that they got to see. But it was obviously difficult. Kids do have their schedules and their ways, so it's difficult to find few hours even a day. So sometimes it was just a 1 hour that I could take out to just either watch a video or take a paper and then do the RCAs. That always took 2, 3 days to cover because I didn't have the time to sit down and go over every question again. I think the RCAs took a lot of time to go over every question, write down what I was thinking, what the right answer was, and everything. That took a while.
RCA took a
Yeah.
while. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, few more questions I want to ask before we can move ahead with that. What do you think, as a working mom, other ladies can do so that they don't do the same mistake as you did? Because such a long time, and they get this thing done in less time. What they can do?
Honestly, have faith in yourself. Don't doubt it. Start sitting down, start the work. You don't have to be perfect doing it. Just start taking the videos and start taking the papers that Amr is providing you and see where you are. And trust Amr and his team. If they're saying you are ready to take the test, don't doubt yourself. You know, you have to be perfect to take it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
Definitely.
Interesting. Yesterday, I was having a discussion with one of the student. He may or may not join, potential student. He was from NetSol, right?
That's
So I was having a discussion with him. He says that in NetSol the timings are very difficult, and I started laughing. He said, "What happened?" I said, "I actually have. I don't know you know that or not. In NetSol alone, I have trained more than 100 certified PMPs. More than
Yes, you did tell me that when I was joining you.
yeah, yeah. But now, of course, that is 3 years
I'm
after.
one of them now. Yay.
Yeah, you are one of the now. Faika, it has been a beautiful journey. Anything you want to talk about the exam, how the exam was, how did you navigate it yourself in the exam? How did you manage your tension? Because you were afraid to fail. To be very true, you are
Yes.
afraid to fail. Anyway,
Definitely, 100%. It was a fear of failure for me. Honestly, once I got into the exam, I put all that aside. I'm like, just do the best I can. I stopped doubting myself and I was like, I'll just give the best answer I can think of. One of the things I was doing in my mocks was doubting my answer. I would put an answer in and then go back and like, oh no, maybe it's this one. And then it was always the second answer that I ended up getting wrong. So this time in the exam, I was like, okay, the first answer I'm coming with, let's stick with it. And I have believed that you have the right answer. And turns out it was because I did get above target in most all sections. So I think that helped. And yeah.
okay, okay, perfectly fine. I understand. And how the exam was, like comparing to the mocks, how the exam was.
I think it was similar. Honestly, I was expecting that maybe it would be easier. Some questions were really hard, some that had me confused between one or two options. That's where the difficulty comes. Like, okay, maybe it's A, maybe it's B. But the second half of the paper was relatively easier. Yeah.
The second half was relatively easier. Okay,
Yeah.
perfectly fine, perfectly fine. Okay, any drag and drop question if you remember? I know it's been some time.
Yeah.
Any,
Yes, there were drag and drop questions. I definitely, yes, there was.
how many drag and
But
drop?
I don't exactly remember all the questions, but I do remember them being some drag and drop questions.
Okay, some drag and drop questions were there. Okay, what would be your number one advice to all the people who are preparing for the exam, how they should prepare? One advice.
My advice would be follow your process. Honestly, I wouldn't have been able to do it without you and your team.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Paika. I wish you best of luck.
Thank
And
you so
I
much.
would recommend you were asking about the next certification.
Yes, because
You
I
did
want to
not,
go towards Agile and Scrum
yeah,
Master
yeah,
now.
you did not
Um,
ask for one certification, which for a person like you must have, and that is program management professional. It's more difficult, it's
yeah,
more challenging, but it is
yeah,
more worth it. So look at
yeah.
it. So look at
Yeah,
if that works for you or not. Thank you, Faika.
sure, definitely. Thank you so much, Amr. Thank you for everything.
Thank you, Faika.
Bye.